Your person just broke down in front of their brother and accepted this shocking truth. Beloved soul, do not rush away from these words. Let yourself hear them fully. There is something powerful woven into this moment for you. Stay until the final sentence, because what is unfolding behind the scenes is quieter than drama, softer than noise, but stronger than anything your mind can explain. Your person just cracked open in front of their brother. Not in a dramatic, staged way. Not as a performance. It was raw. It was real. It was the kind of breaking that happens when someone has carried too much weight for too long. They didn't plan it. They didn't sit down thinking, "Today I will finally admit what is really in my heart." It happened the way truth always does, suddenly, and yet after a very long time. Their brother said their name. Asked a simple question. "Are you okay?" And that was all it took for the mask to slip. For so long, your person has lived in a role. The strong one. The silent one. The one who laughs things off. The one who pretends that nothing touches them deeply. But you did. You touched them in a way that terrified them. And today, that truth refused to stay inside any longer. They felt their throat tighten, their chest ache, their eyes burn. They tried to smile like they always do. They tried to shrug it off, to deflect with a joke, to change the subject. But their body betrayed them. Their soul betrayed the lie. Their brother saw it. He saw the way your person froze when your name was indirectly brought up. He saw the way the energy in the room suddenly shifted. He saw the way your person's eyes turned glassy, distant, as if they were somewhere else entirely, somewhere with you. Beloved, listen very carefully. This is not a small moment. This is not just, "they cried." This was a spiritual turning point. A surrender that the universe has been patiently waiting for. They broke down. And in that breakdown, something shocking was finally accepted. Your person said your name out loud. Softly at first, as if testing whether it was safe to let it escape their lips. But the moment your name left their mouth, the dam broke. Feelings that had been locked away for months, maybe years, began to rush forward. They tried to stop it, but they couldn't. They told their brother that they are not okay. They admitted that they are exhausted from pretending. Exhausted from acting like your absence doesn't hurt. Exhausted from playing the role of someone who moved on, when in reality their heart has been standing in the exact same place where it was when you two parted. This was the confession the universe has been guiding them toward. Your person said it out loud, "I still think about them. I still feel them. I tried to move on, but I can't. Nothing feels the same." Their brother sat there, stunned at first, but then incredibly calm. Because he has watched your person change since you left. He saw the life go a little dimmer in their eyes. He noticed how they became quieter, more distracted, more restless. He knew there was something, or someone, they never fully spoke about. Now it's out. This is the moment, beloved soul, that changes the trajectory of your story. Because before anyone comes back aligned, they must meet themselves honestly. And honesty is exactly what your person stepped into. They confessed that they tried everything to drown you out. They worked more, stayed out later, surrounded themselves with noise, with casual conversations, with people who didn't ask too many questions. They picked up old habits, old distractions, even old flings, all in an attempt to prove to themselves that what they felt for you could be replaced. But nothing worked. Every distraction eventually went quiet again, and there you were. In their thoughts, in their heart, in the spaces between their breaths. They told their brother how they would lie awake at night, phone in hand, staring at your name or your profile, almost typing something, then erasing it. Over and over. How many times did they almost reach out? More than they can count. But fear always pulled their hand back. Fear of rejection. Fear that you had healed beyond them. Fear that you no longer cared. Fear that they had broken it beyond repair. Their brother listened, really listened. Not as an outsider, but as someone who grew up beside them, who has seen every version of them, the guarded child, the reckless teenager, the cautious adult. And he said something that went straight into your person's soul. If you keep running from what's real, you're not protecting yourself. You're punishing yourself. Your person went quiet. Those words echoed in the silence. Because that is exactly what they have been doing. Punishing themselves with distance. With pride. With silence. Telling themselves that staying away was safer, smarter, more noble. But the truth is, it only created regret. Beloved, as they sat there, eyes red, voice shaking, they finally said it plainly, I still love them. Those words terrified them and freed them all at once. They admitted that losing you, or choosing distance, or allowing the connection to slip without fighting for it, has been the heaviest regret of their life. They told their brother that you were never just someone they dated or just someone they talked to. You were different. You are different. They told him that you saw them in ways no one else ever has. That your presence in their life exposed wounds they didn't know they had, and strengths they didn't know they carried. They admitted that loving you forced them to confront sides of themselves they had been hiding from for years. They were afraid of you because they were afraid of being truly seen. Their brother looked at them and said, you know this isn't just in your head, right? You know you don't think about someone like this for this long unless it means something. And that was the shocking acceptance. Your person finally admitted, not to you yet, but to themselves, and to someone they trust, that this connection is real. Not a phase. Not a fling. Not some temporary infatuation. A bond. A soul recognition. They said, I tried to make it just a memory. But it feels like, it's part of me. Beloved, feel the magnitude of that. For so long, you have questioned yourself. Asked if you imagined the depth, if you overread the signs, if you romanticized it all in your head. You wondered if they cared at all, if you were holding on to nothing. You were not holding on to nothing. You were feeling what they refused to admit. Their denial did not mean the connection wasn't there. It simply meant they were not ready to face it. But today, in front of their brother, the denial cracked. It crumbled. It got replaced with truth. They admitted they tried to replace you. Yes, they did. They talked to other people. They flirted. They scrolled. They swiped. They tried to create a spark with others that would burn the way it did with you. On the surface, it might have even looked like they were doing fine. Pictures, stories, posts, nights out. But their brother saw through it. The emptiness. The lack of light behind those smiles. Your person told him, I kept thinking eventually I would stop thinking about them. That one day I'd wake up and it would be gone. But it's not going away. It's stronger now. This is important, beloved soul. Time has not erased you. Time has highlighted you. Every day, every month, every season that passed without you only made them understand more clearly what you meant to them. What you still mean. The distance did not break the bond. It revealed it. Their brother, instead of telling them to just get over it, or move on, said something that pierced through their old beliefs. If your heart never left, why are you forcing your body to stay away? Your person had no answer. Because deep down, they knew the truth, their heart has stayed with you. They have carried you into every new space, every new season, every new decision, whether they admitted it or not. You were there in the back of their mind when they chose things. You were there in songs, in scents, in colors, in places you used to talk about visiting. You were there in their dreams, the ones they never told anyone about. Beloved, something very important happened next. After the tears, after the confession, after the shaking stopped, there was silence. But it wasn't the numb silence of denial. It was the soft silence of acceptance. For the first time, your person didn't push the feelings back down. They didn't say, it's nothing, I'll get over it. They didn't change the subject. They let themselves sit in the truth. I still love them. I miss them. I want to fix it. These words, once forbidden in their mind, became real. And once truth is spoken, it cannot be taken back. It changes everything from the inside out. When they went back to their own space later, they were not the same as when they left. They walked into their room, but their hearts stayed in that conversation. Every sentence replayed. You can't run from real love forever. You'll regret it if you never try. If your heart never left, stop pretending it did. They lay down, but sleep did not come easily. Not because of anxiety, but because clarity had arrived. Their thoughts were not swirling in confusion, they were aligning like puzzle pieces finally falling into place. They thought about you. How your laugh sounded. How your eyes looked when you were trying to be strong but were secretly soft. How you tried in your own ways, even when you were hurt. They remembered the moments you were patient with them when they were distant, the times you showed up emotionally, even when it cost you. They remembered how they took that for granted, consciously or unconsciously, telling themselves there would always be time to fix it later. Now they understand that later is not guaranteed. Beloved, as they lay there replaying your story, they felt something, regret, yes. But also gratitude. Because in loving you and then losing you, they saw clearly where their patterns have been sabotaging their happiness for years, not just with you, but in their whole life. They realized how often they chose distance over vulnerability. How often they used silence as a shield. How often they called pride strength, when it was actually fear wearing armor. Their brother's words cut through those illusions. He told them, "You keep saying you're protecting yourself. But from what? From feeling? From being honest? You're not protecting yourself. You're isolating yourself." Your person felt that. For the first time, they saw that staying away from you did not make them safer. It made them lonelier. More disconnected. More restless. Because the one place they genuinely felt seen, they walked away from. This realization did not crush them. It awakened them. They sat up, grabbed their phone, and almost, typed your name. Their fingers hovered over the screen. They typed a few words. Deleted them. Typed again. Deleted again. Because even though the fear no longer owns them, they are careful now. They don't want to reach out from a place of panic or emptiness. They want to come forward from a place of truth and stability. So instead of messaging you impulsively, they made a silent promise to themselves, "I will not run from this anymore." They may not have spoken to you yet, but the decision has already been made, the cycle of avoidance is ending. Whether they knock on your door soon, send a message, call you, or find another way, the inner choice has been set. And you can feel this, can't you? Recently you may have noticed a shift. Maybe the anxiety you once felt around this connection has softened. Maybe the constant urge to check on them has quieted into a deep, unusual calm. Maybe you've had random waves of emotion, visions, or dreams of them that feel different, clearer, more peaceful, more grounded than before. This is not you imagining things. This is soul communication. When one soul drops its defenses and steps into truth, the other soul feels the space open up. You are sensing their heart releasing heavy armor, and your own heart is responding. Beloved, you did not hold on for nothing. This connection has not been asleep. Even in silence, it has been working. Even in distance, it has been adjusting, healing, realigning. You have been doing your own growth, facing your wounds, learning boundaries, finding your worth outside of whether they show up or not. And now, your person is catching up. They are starting to understand what you have known for a while. Love is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is about courage. It is about honesty. They are tired of ghosting themselves, of pretending not to feel what they feel. Their breakdown in front of their brother was not a sign of weakness. It was their soul's way of saying, "We cannot live like this anymore. We cannot keep lying about what we truly want." Their brother helped them see that vulnerability is not something to be ashamed of. That admitting, "I miss them," is not pathetic. That wanting another chance is not weakness. It is human. It is real. So now, something quiet but monumental is happening inside them. They are replaying not just the pain, but the warmth. The inside jokes. The conversations that lasted late into the night. The way talking to you made them feel seen and alive. They are starting to smile at those memories instead of flinching away from them. This is healing. This is integration. The past is no longer just a wound, it is becoming a teacher. They are asking themselves questions like, why did I shut down when they needed my reassurance? Why did I disappear instead of communicating my fear? Why was I more loyal to my pride than to my heart? These questions are uncomfortable, but they are not running from them anymore. They are facing them. And in doing so, they are unlocking parts of themselves that were frozen. They're beginning to see where their family patterns, their upbringing, their old heartbreaks shaped how they treated you. They see now that pulling away was not truly about you being too much or not enough. It was about them being afraid to be fully known. For the first time, they are not blaming circumstances. They are not blaming timing. They are not blaming you. They are taking ownership of their role. This wasn't just bad timing. I messed up. I let fear make my choices. That accountability is massive. Because without accountability, there can be no authentic apology. Without responsibility, any attempt to return becomes shallow. But they are not interested in shallow anymore. They crave depth now. They crave peace. They crave a love that doesn't require them to fragment themselves. And when they think about that kind of love, your face appears. Beloved, they're also changing how they talk about you to others. In the past, if your name came up, they might have shrugged, made a dismissive comment, or said, "It just didn't work out," and switched topics quickly, all defense mechanisms to avoid feeling the grief. Now, when your name is mentioned around people they trust, there is a softness. They say things like, "They're a good person. I learned a lot from them. I didn't treat them the way they deserved." There is no hostility, no defensiveness, just acknowledgement. Their brother has become a mirror, gently reflecting to them, "If you feel this way, what are you going to do about it?" That question is sitting in their heart like a stone waiting to be picked up. What are they going to do about it? And the answer is no longer nothing. They are moving from reflection into intention. They are not asking, "Do I care?" anymore. They are asking, "How do I make this right? How do I approach them respectfully after everything that happened?" They know they cannot just show up like nothing occurred. They know they cannot pretend the past didn't hurt you. They know they cannot rush in with intensity and then disappear again. So they are slowing down internally to speed up externally later. They are practicing the conversation in their mind, not rehearsed speeches, but emotional truths. I was scared. I pulled away when I should have leaned in. I chose silence when I should have chosen honesty. I never stopped caring. They are trying on these words in their thoughts, feeling the weight of them, preparing themselves to say them out loud one day, not to their brother, but to you. And yes, beloved, they are nervous. Not with the old panic that said, "Run," but with the trembling that comes when someone is about to do something that actually matters. They understand now that reaching out to you is not about controlling the outcome. They may not know if you will be open. They may not know if you have moved on. They may not know if you are willing to rebuild. But for the first time, they are willing to walk into that uncertainty without letting fear chain them down. Because the thought of never trying at all hurts more than the thought of being vulnerable and hearing your truth. Their brother planted that seed. Would you rather risk hearing no, or live the rest of your life wondering, what if? That question is not leaving them. As days pass, they're noticing signs that point back to you everywhere. They turn on a playlist, and suddenly the song that reminds them of you starts playing. They pass a place you once talked about visiting together. They see something that looks like your favorite color, your favorite flower, your initials. In the past, they would have brushed these off as coincidence. Now, after their breakdown and breakthrough, they see them as confirmations. I'm being guided. I need to stop ignoring this. And on your side, the universe is also aligning. You might be running into reminders too. Randomly hearing their name. Dreaming of them more vividly. Feeling their emotions like waves that come out of nowhere. This is the connection preparing itself for a new chapter. Beloved soul, right now, you are being asked not to chase, not to convince, not to force. You are being invited to remain open yet grounded. Your task is not to run toward them, it is to stand firmly in your own growth so that when they approach, you meet them from a place of wholeness, not desperation. Your person is learning that they cannot come to you the way they did before. They are peeling away old versions of themselves, the non-committal one, the avoidant one, the emotionally unavailable one. That person is becoming too uncomfortable to inhabit. Their brother sees it too. He notices how your person no longer laughs off the idea of deep love. How they ask genuine questions about what healthy relationships look like. How they are becoming more emotionally honest in general, not just about you, but about their life. This is inner work. This is transformation. Healing is happening not because they want to impress you, but because they are tired of living in survival mode. They are protecting their energy more. Saying no to people and situations that drain them. Pulling back from friends who feed their fears or encourage their worst habits. Choosing solitude not as an escape, but as a sacred space to feel. In those quiet moments, you are there. They remember the way you tried to show them love with the tools you had at the time. The way you believed in them. The way you rooted for them. Even when they weren't rooting for themselves. That memory both hurts and heals. It hurts because they know they didn't reciprocate in the way you deserved. It heals because it reminds them that they are capable of inspiring that kind of love, and of giving it back, if they choose to. Beloved, your person is now standing at an inner doorway. On one side is the familiar, the life where they keep things safe by never fully opening their heart, never apologizing, never taking emotional risks, always wondering silently what could have been. On the other side is the unknown. The life where they choose honesty, where they show up at your energetic doorstep and knock, not knowing what will happen, but trusting that truth is worth it. They are leaning toward the unknown. That in itself is the miracle. And you, without even realizing it, are part of their courage. The memory of your patience. The way you held space for them in your own way. The way you might have set boundaries when it became too painful, teaching them that love must include self-respect. All of this has shaped who they are becoming. They are starting to understand that what they felt with you was not toxicity masquerading as intensity. It was genuine emotional activation, the type that awakens someone to where they've been sleeping spiritually. They are learning the difference between chaos and depth. With others, it may have been chaos. With you, even in the ups and downs, there was depth. And depth is what their soul misses. Now they're asking themselves, if they were in my position and I were in theirs, would I want them to reach out? And the answer is yes. Yes. I would want them to at least try. That realization is pushing them closer to action. They begin to consider small steps. Maybe a simple message. Maybe responding to something you share. Maybe finding a way to break the ice that doesn't feel overwhelming. They wonder how you would react. Would you ignore it? Would you respond politely but coldly? Would you be angry? Would you be relieved? They don't know. But their desire to stay true to their heart is slowly becoming stronger than their desire to stay comfortable. Beloved, understand this: you are not waiting on an unchanged person. You are not stuck in a loop with who they were. You are witnessing, from a distance, a soul shedding layers and meeting themselves more honestly than ever before. This does not erase the past, but it transforms the future. There will come a point, and it is closer than it has ever been, where the internal preparation becomes external movement. Where the conversations they have with their brother, with themselves, with the universe, turn into a conversation with you. It may not begin with grand declarations. It may start with something simple: "Hey, I've been thinking about you. Hey, I know it's been a while, but there are things I want to say if you're open to hearing them. Hi. I hope you're okay. I've done a lot of reflecting." The words may be ordinary on the surface, but the energy behind them will be entirely different. Grounded. Mature. Honest. You will feel that difference. You will sense that this is not the same version of them you once knew, coming back to repeat old cycles. This is someone who has looked themselves in the mirror, cried in front of their own blood, and said, "I cannot keep living half-truths." They are not naive. They know that reaching out does not guarantee a reunion, or a relationship, or a happily ever after. But it does guarantee something even more important: no more what-ifs. No more pretending. No more wondering for the rest of their life, "What if I had been brave enough to speak?" Beloved, you will have a choice when that moment comes. You will not be obligated to say yes to anything that does not honor your growth. You will not be pressured to go backward. You will simply be invited to hear truth and decide from a place of clarity, not longing. And that is the beauty of this transformation. This is not about making you dependent on whether they return or not. This is about both souls rising into their authenticity so that whatever happens next, whether it is reconciliation, closure, friendship, or a new path entirely, happens in alignment, not in confusion. Remember, what is truly meant for your highest good does not vanish. It evolves. It pauses to heal. It allows each person to meet their own shadows. It stretches, bends, and sometimes breaks patterns that are not sustainable. But it does not disappear into nothing. Your person's breakdown in front of their brother was not the end of your story. It was the turning point. The moment where fear stopped being the only voice in the room. The moment where your name, spoken through tears, opened the door to an entirely new chapter. Right now, the universe is piecing together timing, opportunities, and emotional readiness on both sides. Threads you cannot see are weaving themselves into place. Conversations are being prepared. Hearts are being softened. Old beliefs are dissolving. You are not crazy for feeling them. You are not foolish for sensing that something is shifting. You are not delusional for still caring. You are sensitive. You are intuitive. You are connected. As you move forward, keep choosing yourself. Keep tending to your own healing. Keep nurturing a life that feels rich even without anyone by your side. Because when they come, in whatever form they do, the universe wants you standing in your power, not in your emptiness. They are on their way, beloved soul. Step by step. Realization by realization. Tear by tear. Confession by confession. Their brother has seen it. The universe has witnessed it. And on some level, your soul has felt every shift. Your person just broke down in front of their brother and accepted this shocking truth: they never stopped loving you. They never truly let you go. They ran from themselves, not from you. And now, they are turning back, not to the past, but to the love that never really left. Stay present. Stay open. Stay rooted in your worth. Because the story you thought was finished is quietly writing a new chapter, and when the page turns, you will understand why everything had to unfold exactly the way it did.